very good evening and welcome. We are live on Nosweat. It is a Thursday evening, which means it's time for us to have some good chats. I'm joined here by my amazing team, my brothers, Wesley Button. Wesley, how are you doing?
I'm not bad, Timber. I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, where's it? Looks like it's cold here in Joburg. I look at you with a beanie. Are you sure you're ready?
My hair was in there, so I think this was safer.
Safer option indeed. And to my left here, I've got Irvin Schmidt. Smitty, what's good, baby?
Same as always, Tim. Same as always. Let's chat.
Let's chat. Ready to take over the world. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an amazing guest joining us online. Just listen very carefully. You know, he is one of SA's most aspiring coaches. He's one half of the Sepeng brothers, but Samuel is a coach currently of 7 Olympians from Australia, South Africa, as well as Botswana. Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Sepeng. Mr. Sepeng, what an honor, my chief. You are greatness.
Thanks, the big man. Thanks for having me.
So you're calling straight from France. Are you in Montpellier? Are you in Paris already? Tell us about the situation. What's the update? What's the juice?
We still in the camp in Montpellier. Being honest with you, the weather is hot, but come on, we from South Africa, which is this weather for us is usual. So yeah, so far so good. The preparation, so far it's going well. We can't wait, to hit,
Yes.
to start the journey.
Absolutely. I mean, before I even get into the big chat, the Sepeng brothers in general, and if you look at your guys' story as, brothers going to the Olympic Games, we know of the silver medalist Sepeng. Now we've got another prospect for a silver medal, but this time as a coach. And I think that's what makes your story so beautiful. And I mean, just tell us about the journey towards Olympics and what does it feel like, being able to join your brother this time, but different roles, but still able to wave South African flag high as well as, represent other nations that you help coach as well.
No, to be honest with you, for me, it's a dream come true. Remember in 1996, I was still a boy,
Still a
watching
boy.
my brother, at Atlanta, I still have that, the newspaper that because it was pegged at home, everyone was, screaming. Being honest with you, I was like holding, no screaming, watching. And really, when I look at the picture, it's something that, even myself, I asked myself what I was thinking, but being honest with you, the day it touched, as a boy, telling myself that, what, this is where I want to see myself, I want to see myself in this stage, whether as an athlete, because I started as a runner, along the way, keeping that dream for myself. I said, what, once I can have athletes, make into the Olympic, that will give me also a chance, to be at the Olympic. And it really, it's something that I told myself that, one day I will be at the Olympic. And being honest with you, it's something that I didn't think that will happen with seeing myself, with my brother at the same stage. But, once my name being named for this year and seeing my brother also being in the team, for me was like, thanks God, this is a dream come true.
Yeah.
Finally, I followed what I wanted to achieve, at the Olympic. But like I said, I'm not here to, to have fun, because for me, remember the day in 96, my brother won a silver.
Yeah.
He inspired me to, seeing my brother do well. And like I said, inspired to want to see myself at the Olympic. Yes, I want to see myself here and grabbing medals if it's possible.
Well, you look good in the green and gold. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, big man. Thank you.
So Sepeng, Samuel, so just being at the games, I know, knowing you and knowing your personality, You're not somebody who shies away from your aspirations. Like we said, Ezekiel's got that silver. I'm sure you also looking at some type of color of a medal as well. I mean, that would be two brothers both getting medals at the Olympic Games, and I'm sure that's something that you probably aspire to achieve as well. Did you think you'd be at Olympics as a coach, or did you want to be there as an athlete? Is my question.
No, to be honest, man, like I said, I wanted to be as an athlete, being honest. That's why from 96, like I said, seeing my brother doing well, I started actually where we were staying, the village, I'm telling you, the next day we start training, we start believing that, what, no matter where you come from, places different, you can still achieve. He inspired many up, young kids at that time. And I wanted to come as an athlete, but obviously along the way, wanted to keep that dream of seeing myself traveling the world, of seeing myself being at the Olympic. Obviously, you shift a little bit of yes, I can still, make that dream. I can still achieve. And for me personally, for me was once I can change the life of this athlete into the same, the sports that I love, I will have that opportunity. Because for me is as much he grabbed the silver, I want the medal. Whether once my athlete they win, I'm part of the winners. They will be me. So I will grab.
Exactly. If they bring back a medal, it's your medal. You're a winner too, and really hoping that South Africa will bring back medals. As a coach, we spoke about our predictions for medals, and we spoke about Prudence as one of our medal hopes. Irvin, that was part of your list.
Yeah, she's my number 4th medal. Well, I'm saying number 4th. She's the 4th medal hope that I have.
How many medals do you think we can bring back, Coach Sepeng? If you just look at the squad in general, it's a young squad, it's an aspiring squad, it's a squad that the possibilities are open. But it's also encouraging because heading towards the next Olympic Games, these guys, again, can go out there and even bring back more medals. How many medals do you have in your predictions?
Looking in my prediction, being honest with you, like you guys said, you guys mentioned 4. I can mention 5. But,
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, being honest, looking at the potential that we have, we can talk about the 4x1. You can talk about the 4x4. We can talk about, like you said, you can talk about, Prudence and even from my side, not because I coach this athlete, we can talk about Ryan and Tepo. For me, any athlete who can run the qualifying standard, they have, the capability of surprising us. We all know that, once you come to the major competition like this, there's always a guy who's surprising. And for us is, putting all the work with the athlete that I work with, Tepo, you can name them. For me is, like I said, we're not here to celebrate the achievement of being at the Olympic. We came here with all the work that we put. We want to see ourselves into the final. And my athletes, they know, even the athletes that are, day in, day out, we communicate. Duplessis this morning, I was with Duplessis in the session. And I told him straight, I said, you know what, come on, you are a fighter. You can make the final. Why not? And once you're in the final, everything is possible. So for me, yes, I can predict 4, I can predict 5, but trust me, looking at, the caliber athlete that we have, all of them, they deserve to be here. With looking at the qualifying standard, it's not an easy one. So for me, any athlete who can run the qualifying, he got the chance of surprising us. And really, the medal is something that as team. We're here for medals, so everyone's gonna fight, for medal.
Samuel, we've spoken a lot about Prudence this season. She's had such a good year. She's really broken through over the last couple of years. Can you tell us a bit about the kind of state that she's in at the moment? Aside from her form, just kind of mentally, you obviously spend a lot of time with her. Do you think she's ready for this? Do you think she's ready to go at these games?
Answering that question, she's ready. Being honest, when you talk about Prudence, you can look at, we can start from the Youth Olympic. Remember, she was at the Youth Olympic where she was third, just era of, stepping into the lane. Moving forward, she was also in the World Juniors cross country, where she was on the top 20 in the world. And with the recent performance, I'll be honest with you. We prepared ourselves. For this Olympic. That will be is the first Olympic. Like I said, we're here to fight. Chances are open for any athlete who will be in the final. So that's why at the moment, what we plan into, day in, day out, our talk is to make sure we get to the final, because once we in the final, I know so many things can happen. We can even win a gold. We're not being honest with you. Looking at the results in London, for us, yes, we were not there. They achieved what they achieved. If we were there, we can also achieve those times. So to be honest, we here, to focus on what we can do and looking at, the preparation to come here. We're ready. Being honest with you, it's the same as when we attend the Moroccan Diamond League. We went there as we're ready for whoever was there, and whoever the time that they will go will go. We ran 157.2. And as I said, if they go 153, trust me, we'll go 153 because we train, we're ready.
Yeah.
We like everyone else. We're not afraid of the time that they ran. We did our work and we control what we can control. And like you said, every day is something that we making sure, we calm her down. We know there's a lot of pressure, like you guys said, she's on the numbers that, can bring medals home. So yes, she needs to know that. And being honest with you, she's aware of that. She does believe that she can win. And because there was the other time where myself and my brother, we talk about a medal. We said, they say you can bring gold, like a bronze. Then she was saying, why bronze?
Yeah.
Why they give me bronze? Why they don't give me gold? Those are the things that, we want to see from the athlete side.
Yeah.
They believing that, I can even grab a gold. I can even grab a silver. But like I said, now at the moment is, to make sure that, we patch easy around, because before we can start talking much about the gold, we need to, deal with the heat. We need to deal with the semi-final. And once we can deal with those 2 rounds, and trust me, now we can talk the final one.
Talking about rounds, something that we haven't really discussed a lot is the new structure towards the qualifying rounds, where some events, including the 800, there's going to be that extra second round for athletes who don't qualify automatically. Does that, we're so used to having a structure where there's a chance to qualify on time, and now with that taken away and the possibility of potentially having an extra round to run, does that change your approach at all as a coach and with your athletes?
I'll be honest with you, it doesn't change. Remember, you can look at the positive side of it and the negative side of it. There's positive. The positive, I would say, for the athletes that see themselves in the semi-final only. And the negative side of it is, once you can get to that stage, means you're gonna have 4 rounds without a rest. So that will be much for the athletes. So that's why into my athlete, they know. We're talking. We go to the heat, we qualify to the semi. We're not talking much about it. If it happened, seeing ourselves in that, then it's okay. But what we plan into my athletes, remember, come on, whatever we do, we see ourselves competing with the best. We see ourselves competing with the Middle East. Whether you are American, we are mad. We're not afraid of any person. They did their work, we did our work. So with the athlete that I have, even with Duplessis today, we said, come on, we're not gonna talk about that round. I don't know it, and I don't wanna focus on it. So you run the heat, you go to the semi. You have a day, you're gonna have a 1 day rest. So that's what we normally put to this athlete, to say on that day too is my rest day before I can hit the semi. Because trust me, athletes are like kids. At this moment, they feel pressure as much, we feel pressure as coaches. But the moment you start, talking about that round, trust me, they will get to that round. So what I do is I don't want that round. So we're gonna focus on the top 3. We must be in the top 3. Then we have a rest. Then we'll deal with them in the semi-final and get to the final.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to hear, Coach. And I know you're not afraid. You always go big. And I mean, the approach you've taken to the 800 meter, I mean, we could arguably say you're one of the best aspiring middle distance coaches. You've got Tite, who we've known as a phenomenal 800 meter. Then he transformed into a brilliant Tau 5. And I mean, there's 6 other athletes that have qualified as well. You know, we've got 4 from Botswana, as well as Joseph Deng, who joined in from Australia. You mentioned also working with Edmund Duplessis. That's the 8th athlete. What has changed? It looks like you've got a formula. You've got the sauce. If we were looking for a special sauce, Nando's has one. Who else has one? But everybody's got the sauce. Tends to always produce. What has changed in your approach, and why have you found so much ease in your success? It looks easy. You know, you've got it going. I know there's a lot of hard work, but what has changed in your approach?
You know, for me, being honest with you, Temba, I don't think there's much change. You know, as I said, for me, the goal was, you know, whatever the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, Europeans, you can name them. If they can do it, what, you know, we have it.
Yep.
And you know what pushed me the best was, let's look at the middle distance, our history. Come on, we have a history in South Africa with the middle distance. And for me, you know, I stick to that history. If maybe we didn't have a history, I would say it would be tough for me. But for me is, come on, the caliber that we had, the legend that we, you know, we can talk about Carter, we can talk about my brother, we can talk about Malauzi, we can talk about Johan Kronje, even more. No, come on, why not? And I think the recipe is I believe, you know, with the talent that we have in South Africa or in South part of Africa, because I have the Botswanas now, you know. So if Nigeria can run 141, why not? We can't say there's only Nigel in Botswana who can run 141. We can't say in South Africa is only my brother and Mulauzi who can run 142. There's more that can do that. There's more that they can better those times. And even the same with Costa, you know, there's more that, you know, is there. You know, it's something that we have as South Africans. If the Springbok can win, why not to us? You know, we won medals, you know, before they win the World Cup. So if they can double those World Cup into second, into third, why not into athletics? Why can't we find, you know, those casters that are there? Why can't we find? So it's something that, as a coach, I believe. And really, I stick to that belief. And even the athletes that are working with me, they know. You know, whoever comes to me, I will ask 1,000 questions. Why me? Why you want to do this? You know, for me is whoever comes needs to understand why I do this sports. Why 800? You know, I know Masalela came, you know, when he joined me, he wanted to do 1500. And you know, I asked question, why 15? I know you as the 800 athlete. Yes, you ran 146. I saw you a couple times. And I'll be honest with you, what I told Masalela for me was, give me 1 year, you'll run 144. He laughed at me. He laughed at me. He said, Coach, I tried it for many years. I said, yes, you tried, but you didn't try me. Because of the believing. No, really. You know, believing by analyzing the athlete. And we're not talking a year. It was a month where he ran 144. Now we're talking an athlete that is competing the world. And similar with Prudence, being honest with you, you know, she knows. She was young. Said, you're still young for me to talk about sub 2 minutes, but you have it. The moment we hit the senior level, we're going to hit sub 2. Now we're talking more than 5 sub 2 minutes. And really, you know, naming the athlete, even Tsepo, you know, Tsepo was the 800 when he joined me. Same approach. I saw Tsepo running at the Africa Champ in Saba. I said, you have 144, you can qualify for the Olympics. You know, he didn't believe. Remember, our athletes, they were more into, once I run 146, I'm happy.
Yeah.
For me, it was, come on, there's more than that. And Tsepo came, 144. And being honest with you, the decision that I made for Tsepo to go up, it wasn't you go 1500 just to have fun. No. I said, now it's time to move up. And you're going to compete with the world. You're going to compete with the best. If the qualifying is 330, then you're going to run it. And we hear where he missed the final last year at Budapest. And coming this year, if he wanted the final, he knows. We're not here to, you know, to do a title of those circle of the Olympian. No, you're not an Olympian. You're here to fight. We're not here to go back and say, I'm an Olympian. For me, it doesn't work like that. You know, we're here to work. We're here to, remember, we're not representing ourselves. This is a nation. We are here for South Africa. So So being honest with you, whoever I work with, whether you're in Botswana, you represent Botswana, not yourself. So know that there are million people out there supporting you. You representing those people, and then being honest with you, we're here to fight until the end.
Yeah, see, that's the same. That's the same that we said earlier.
Yeah.
That we hope from Tsepotite and
Ryan.
Of Ryan is that we don't want the 337 and you don't go through. Go run that race as
All
if,
out.
all out. You know, that race that we see at, I think it's what's the we covered it this year.
The Cape Milers?
The Cape Milers.
Last year's one
Yeah,
was-
yeah. Last year's one was even only Ryan ran, but where it's Tite and Ryan back to back. They have to go out and go hit that 332, go hit that PB.
Yeah.
We've said it over and over. And if
Yeah,
I
that's true.
take from Sepeng at the moment as well, from Samuel, he's saying the exact same thing. It's not, you haven't achieved like, okay, yes, you're an Olympian, but don't go there. Okay, I'm an Olympian. Let's go and compete.
Come on.
So it's really good to hear that from Sepeng, because that's exactly what we're hoping.
That's the passion, coach. I think that's why I've always admired your approach to the way you do things, the way you talk, the passion on the track, and even just watching the athletes. I remember running with Tepo the time when he ran that 144. The aim was like, let's go. I'm running here. Let's do something big. Let's not qualify anymore. We're tired of guys qualifying and just being content with it. We want to see our guys going there and fighting for their lives. And I know that's what you believe in as well, Coach.
No, that's true. I mean, man, we have it. It's up to us. Remember, for this athlete, this is a job. It's like myself, coaching. That's my job. Similar with them. That's why most of the time I put in there, say, remember why you do this, all these pains. You can't come here starting now. You put all the work, and really, I watch also the documentary of the Springbok. Really, before them winning, going through their journey to that success, man, there was a hard time, and that's why even when things doesn't go well, the coach will forever referring to that hard time. Remember the training. Remember people out there supporting. So it's something that. We understand as a nation, the athlete, the pressure that they go through, but, it's important for the athlete as well to know, come on, I put all the work, for seeing myself here. Now it's about time to, come on, let's go. Let's fight. They shoot, I shoot, if I have to cross, no, really, it takes me back to one of my athletes, Wangura in tags.
Hey.
The boy ran 143.9, crossing that line, he collapsed there. There's a warrior, there's a soldier. There's what I told my guys. Time will change your life. Die if you have to die.
Come
crossing
on.
the line. And yes, you understand. That's the thing. Because and for me, is the pain that the boy felt there is less than the pain that the boy feels at training. Remember, at training, you're repeating again, prepare you for that only one shot. And that's why for me is, here. We did all the work. We did all the preparation, because before we get to Montpellier, I don't have much lactic sessions here. They know. I did my part as a coach, and yeah, it's up to them. And up to them is, I'm there for you. I don't want. We're not putting much pressure by saying go and win, but I want to see athletes who's getting there and fight.
Yeah.
Trust me, Sepeng knows 1,000 times. I told him, I said, as a cheater, you need to believe. Do you know what's your strongest point? You cannot just enter the track without knowing where your strongest are. Sepeng, we know, is quick when it comes to the last 100. Use it. Where you position yourself is important. You can't, we spoke, coming to this. They say, yes, we missed the final last year because your positioning was not good. You being at the back. This time, we're fixing closer to them so that when you hit that shot, then it works for us. And that's why I said to you, once you're in the final, anything can happen. Sepeng getting to the final, I guarantee you now, it can get a medal. So it's an open game where, come on, we need to believe as athletes. We need to believe that we're not here for ourselves. We're not here to take selfies and post and follow the likes. No, we're here to fight. Yesterday, I told Prudence, stay away from your social media. I want to see you posting. You understand? Let people post about you, not you posting of what you do here. We're here to work, not here to to
Yeah, that's good.
entertain or myself taking the selfies with green and gold. No, I'm here to work. I'm here to, to deliver for my country.
Yeah, good.
Coach,
Well,
my coach.
but I'm glad you mentioned now you've got the 800-meter runner from he's coaching from Botswana as well. I'm glad South Africa took you as one of their coaches because it would have been really weird seeing them dressed up in blue
Hey,
Botswana clothing.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you because when it might happen, seeing Prudence competing with Oratile from Botswana, and or seeing Duplessis competing with Sepiso, it will, one of the but the good thing is, as a coach, I did my part. Like I said, I did my part as a coach. I guide them, I prepare them to to this major and like I said with Duplessis, the good thing is the session that we did with the coach of us is Ilza.
Yeah.
The friendship that I have with Ilza, to be honest with you, is amazing. Like I said, for me, it's about seeing the game. It's about seeing the middle distance back to that level. Whether Duplessis compete with my athlete and win, trust me, I will still celebrate. And for me, it's to see them performing. Getting chance and like I said, seeing this athlete get into the final. And for me, the biggest for me, like I said, Botswana, these neighbor countries of South Africa, they are home. For me, is to see south part of Africa. That's my goal. To see the Sepeng continent, having or dominating south part of Africa, which is the south part of Africa. Us fighting with the Middle East, the Kenyans and Ethiopians fighting, and by saying that, I know I had at the Africa Champs. I grabbed a bronze medal in the 800. Come back to the Africa Champs this year. I grabbed a silver medal. I have the finalist in the 800. So for me, the biggest dream for me is to see us, dominating. To see whether you are Botswana or South Africa, and especially, for us to achieve that is the coaches. Being honest with you, let's work together as coaches. It's a matter of how we can take, this to the next level. I don't want to just see myself as a coach Sepeng having 7 athletes. No. I want to have 7 athletes. The other coach must have 7 as well, or 3. Then we have a bunch of athletes here that we 100% sure into athletes that we have. There's no way we won't come back with a medal.
Yeah. Listen, Sam, I want to pick your brain, though, a little bit on the inside since you're there. And I hope they keep this production on the verses because I want to see Sam. Hey, your prediction, who's that 4x100 team? It's a top talk. Give us a prediction.
4x100? For me, first I will look at the athlete that qualified, for that individual event. I know we have Kani, we have Mashangani, we have Benjamin. So I would say those 3, they will be in.
Okay. And now here comes the big part.
I have to put one.
Yeah, here comes the big part. Who's the other one?
The other one, I looked at how the schoolboy ran. Really, the schoolboy did well. So I would put
Bayanda Walaza.
Walaza, into those 4.
You see, if Way doesn't run, that was my team as well.
Yeah.
What's the possibilities of us seeing Wade in that 4x1? Would it be a surprise, or what is your ears in Paris that's on the ground say, or here in that case?
No, I know. We talk, as a coach. Remember the athlete that we mentioned. We talking the 3 athletes that running the event. They have times into that event and coming to the schoolboy. Come on, the schoolboy into the 100. We're talking 10-1. Remember, we still have Brettley Nkwalo that I didn't mention into the top 4. He just ran 10:03. So to put. I'm not saying Wade is not fit to get in, but it's a tough decision. I'll be honest with you. As a coach, I put myself into Coach Paul, to decide who to put in there. We can put Wade, yes, but it's a question of we don't want to take a risk. Is it ready to go? Remember, we want a medal. And to get a medal, trust me, it's going to be a tough decision. So, like I said, those 4.
How does, we know you've got to practice your changeovers. So you've got so many changeovers within. If you speak about, okay, let's say the three that you mentioned is running: Richardson, Simbine, and Mashwangani. They're in the event, so they run it. But how does practicing other changeovers with other guys, such as if you want to run in Kuana, Walaza, or Wade, play into that decision?
No, it's a tough one.
I know
Honestly, it's a
it's
tough one. No, it's a tough one because firstly, remember I'm a middle distance. Firstly, I will look at the team that ran in at the World Relay.
Yeah.
That way in the final in the last. They ran well. They qualified for this particular event, and it's a question of, do you want to change? Do you want to take a risk? Because I believe the error that we made past was, the risk that we're talking about, that, putting someone then doesn't go well. And once it doesn't go well, there's no turning back. We out. So it's a tough to, to take that risk. Yes, they have a chance to medal. It's a question of, will you risk now at this point? So that's why I mentioned those athletes, knowing that they have the good time. I will focus into the squad that ran for me, fixed there and then, than implementing now. And then we're gonna talk the same story again. So
yeah, we don't want drop batons. No.
Yeah.
No, that's my thing. That's my thing. To be honest with you, is I won't risk. If it was me, I won't risk. I won't try something new now. I will focus on our last relay team competed was at the World Relays. For me is, I will take from there and moving forward than trying to meet or implementing something that will cost me chances of, meaning by implementing is a 50-50 chance, and we don't want that. So that's why for me is, the countries that we're competing with, trust me, they don't do that. They stick to their team and better their team to get the success that they want. And I think even with us, like you said, yes, Wade is in. The question is, yes, he's into the 200. Yes, you want to do the 2. Does he want to do the 4x4? Do you want to risk now by implementing a new? If it's for the best, it can be. But for me, was the team did well. So let's come on. We want a medal.
That's a big decision for Wade. And we spoke about this a lot. That's a big decision for Wade to drop the 400, where he's the record holder, and that's his event, to come back to the 200. I know it's one of, like Wes said the previous time, it's one of his favorites. We're getting such like info from
Coach Insight.
From inside. I'd like to know.
Remember, guys. We're talking Wade. The thing is, we're talking Wade here.
Yeah.
We're talking someone who got experience. He's being on this level, and remember, yes, he's a record holder. But again, on my side, I can say, remember, he's also a medal into the 200.
Yeah.
He got the medal to the 200. So trust me, I don't think he will drop, not knowing, what he can do. As a record holder, you go to an event knowing that, I'm capable of fighting there. I'm capable of helping my country, to grab a medal. And I can say from my point of view by saying, I will take the team that end, but at the same time is, come on, Wade got an experience. Whether you can put him on the bench, we know he's good. He knows how to run the bend, and you only need is, like you said, is the practice. Let's combine it. Let's make it work, and let's not, count him out. He can surprise us. I'll be honest with you. He can shock the world. No lies. He's from the 200 to 100. You can name the guys that ran 400 to 100. So they know that I'm ready. I can attack this. And like I said, for me, Wayne is those athletes that, he can shock us, he can surprise us. And even in the 4x4 with the team that I mentioned, once they can have enough time to work on it, it can still work. It's just my option by saying, if it was me, I would take the team that, that I competed with. But if I have to work something out, put something amazing, if Wade is ready, trust me, we need to wait.
I saw someone on social media the other day asking why there's not more relay events at the Olympics. And, obviously we've had longer relays, like, at the World Relay Championships, they have the 4x800 and that sort of thing. Do you think that's feasible, Samuel? Do you think for an 800-meter runner to be competing in an individual event and then also compete in relays, do you think that's something that could be looked at?
And I don't think for these major competition that can work. Remember the 800 athlete. We're talking 3 rounds. To run your heat and the semi and the final.
Eish.
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
Just imagine after taking the lot, then you have to come again. Similar with, I'll be honest with you. Similar, Chamba knows. Similar with the 400. To run the 400 hard, it takes so lot. Into your body. Now remember running those 3 rounds. And come again for the relay. It takes. So the 800, I think what the world did, to have it at the world relay, that is good.
Yeah.
To get it here, no, it would do it.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It
Coach,
is.
It will be too much. Yeah,
But
it will be too much for the
running-
athletes. It's like,
Sorry, Sam, but sorry to interrupt you there. But would running the 200 and 4x1 and 4x4 also be too much? That might ruin the 4x4 chance there.
Especially considering that Wade has had injury problems, and that's probably why he's avoiding the 400 meters and maybe aiming at the 200. And he doesn't want to overdo it because he doesn't want to kind of risk it.
yeah.
So I think what's
No, that's
likely.
true.
I mean, we did speak about Wade competing in the 4x1, and maybe if they need him, he's there, and he might give it a go. But you would think that he'll probably save himself for the 4x4, yeah.
I think for me personally, doing the 200 for Wade, I'll be honest with you. Remember, he's no longer on the 20s, 25, 24. Come on, the age also counts, and like Chamba says, we need to consider also the injuries, that whether this body can stand for those 3 rounds on the 400. We're talking the impact that is massive. Going to the 200, I know the speed, but it's something that obviously as a person, you feel like, what, I can handle this. Maybe he will help on the 2 and the 4x4, or maybe, he knows. He's the only one who knows, how he wants to do it. Whether I still feel if he still wants to help us on the 4x4, that will work.
Yep.
The guys, they just have to put in place and wait can finish. And like I said, if the body respond well, if they work things out now, it can also help us on the 4x1. So for us, like as a nation, we here to grab medals. So any angle for us to grab that medal, we go for it.
Coach, let's talk about this 800. People are getting fast. It is Olympic year. People are snacking
They're flying.
on 141s. Monday to Sunday, you switch on somebody ran a 141. What a one, you know what I mean? And do you think we'll see this type of race leading up to the final? Or, 800 is, like you said, 800 is tricky. Once it sits in your legs, it sits like a virus and it just consumes those muscles until you slow down over the line. But what do you see? How do you see these races? Will we see a Rhodesia type of race where people are going to go for world records and we'll bring up the discussion we had about sub 140 one day? Or will we see a tactical race? What's your feel as a coach going towards the finals of the 800?
Being honest with you, looking at the caliber that we have, with the Rhodesia eras, it was only Rhodesia who we know that he can attack. This time is a difficult one where, like we said, 3 athletes already ran 141 this year. A bunch of athletes already ran 142. So it's a tough. It's difficult for us to tell who's gonna take the lead because for us to break the world record, meaning someone must take charge of make it fast. And it's so tough because if you look at Sijati, being honest, come on, the guy, the last 100 is so good. You look at Wanyonyi, we know he can also be good, but Arab, you can name them. So I think the final is going to be fast because for Wanyonyi to destroy Sijati, then something needs to happen. And for that to happen, I'll be honest with you, I've been watching Perry's race more than 5 times, repeating that race, analyzing, and really, yes, Sijati won the race about 140, 141.5. But if you look at the finish, Wanyoni came back again.
Yeah.
They passed Wanyoni and come back again. And for me was, there's something special about Wanyoni.
Yeah.
And trust me, for him pulling out from Monaco, he went back home and worked. Maybe add more strength. To make sure that now we're gonna pass and I'm gonna accelerate again at the last the back straight, so that once we get to the last 100, no one should kick. We all dead and I will be already up front. So there's so many approach. I'll be honest with you. Similar with the females 800, 154 now. It's something of how do you beat this athlete? How do I get into the podium? It's a question that you ask yourself as a coach, and asking that is the caliber of athlete that you have. Prudence, we all know. When we come to the last 100, she doesn't have that, kick of Sijati, kick of Wanyoni. But the good thing is the strength that we're having. That's our strongest part. If the pace can go 157, like 50, 56, 55,
she's there.
Trust me, we're going to take a risk base straight to make it more faster.
Uncle.
Because that's our strength.
Yeah.
That's our strength. There's the only way for us to beat those people. If it's fast, let's take a chance. Let's move again. Back straight. Let's make it fast so that, come to the last 100, we're already there. Allow them to chase us. Because remember, sometimes we need to find a way how we beat them. When they come, remember, these athletes, once they come to the last 100, similar with you can talk about Arab, you can talk about Wanyoni. Remember, when he hit the last 100 in front, he's still comfortable, he's still motivated. Sijati is putting pressure. Sijati makes sure, before they hit 100, I'm there. Come on, it's a pressure. So those are the strategy of us as well. Says, you know what, we need to find a way how we can win, how we can get a medal. And for me personally is, yes, we'll see the crazy times because the track is also fast. And like I said, we see ourselves into those 154. And for us to get it, whether you can really, like I said, Sijati, Wanyoni, remember I have Masalela in that race. I have Wangura in that race. We're not filling up the lanes. No. We're there to attack. They can run 141, we have it 141. So it's just a matter of us, of Sepiso. They are good, you good. How to get that medal? Attack back straight. Let's make it hard. We have the strength of the 1500. All those guys, none of them ever run 15. So we make it crazy. Yes, the pace will be crazy as well. Double craziness. And once we can get to the first 100, Lord help us to hold, because it's something that we train it. And trust me, Temba, as I said, if we have to run 153 on the female side, so be it. If they go 140 on the 800 male, we will be part of the fighting. We're not, I'm telling you, we're not there to fill up those lanes. My athlete will be there. He will be shocked. Come in the final that, yes, we have 140, we won. So, it's open then, to be honest. Like I said, yes, world record can go. We have so many athletes that are capable of doing that. On the female side, we see the crazy times. Man, crazy. So it's possible.
Anything is possible.
Can go.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Hey, we wish we could keep you here for long, eh? But let's do this. When you bring back that medal, we're going to have you right here, next to me, right here. Yabon, just move up a bit. Just here.
We'll make space.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm probably the only one in this room that stood in South African clothing with Samuel Sepeng and a medal.
Wow.
International medal. Same relay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in 2003.
We were on that 4x4. We ran together, so we know.
It was a medley. No, I've ran 4x4s with them plenty.
No, it was a medley.
But it was when we medaled, it was a medley relay. I think you ran.
It was a medley.
Yeah, you ran the 200. Funny enough, or the 400.
But when when was it? 2005.
2003.
Somewhere there. No, I was 5. 3 or 5. Somewhere there.
Yeah, it was youth in Mauritius.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Janmas and
Yeah,
Amela and Siaya
2003.
Koza.
2003. It was youth. 2003.
Yeah, that's right. We ran
favorite.
together 4x4, and we won that one as well. But that was for South African schools at under 19s. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Twice.
time
So
ago.
that's actually twice.
You guys are showing your age.
Gee whiz. But I'm glad you keep the weight off.
Yeah, no,
Or one of you
thanks,
has.
the big guns. And thanks for having me, really, thanks for having me. Like I said, is you guys are doing a great job. And I know sometimes we might feel like the guys are attacking. There's no attack, is the reality of
Attacking.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is everyone is doing his part. I know some people, they will take it bad. It was a chat where everyone have his thought of about this, and like I said, you guys are doing fantastic work. To invite us. I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so
The
much.
journey is bright.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us. And like we said, you're more than welcome as soon as we're back. Yeah, you heard him. Well, he's saying anything can happen if it must go to world record pace. The South African athletes and some of the athletes he has are ready. And I think, we spoke about it. We said, run your heat like it's a final. Don't wait. There's a day rest. You spoke about it. Just go there and,
And hit it, yeah.
Dubula, you go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so good to hear Samuel as well say, similar to what, like I said, I'm a spectator. And I truly am at this point in time, and I love the sport. It's so good to hear Samuel say similar stuff out of a coaching position, like
Passion.
what we're thinking, what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And you can hear that he's passionate about it as well. So that's, Tite, go. Baklele, go. Prudence, go. We're not going to sit back.
Come on, man. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we want. We as you said, our views here might seem like they're attacking, but we love the sport, I mean, since the beginning for us, it has always been about giving the athletes exposure, getting South Africa and everybody who loves the sport so much. Wesley, you write a lot about the sport. We don't write because we don't have anything to do, or we don't talk about it. We write and talk about it because we're so passionate about South African sport and athletics. Athletics is alive, man, and you'll see. They'll see.
Need these youngsters to come through.
Yeah.
We really do. Wes, you've been kind of quiet tonight.
Have I?
Is it the beanie? Can you hear as well?
People want to listen to Samuel Sepeng, not me. I'm sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been great. Wes, we spoke about the different. He threw actually a spanner in the works when he actually opened up about Wade. From
About
his
the relays,
from his discussion, what did you pick up there? I picked up something I don't want to say yet. I want to see if you guys maybe picked up the same.
Well, he's in camp with Paul Gordis, and like he said, they chat. So I'm sure he knows a little bit more than we do.
Yeah, but he was holding back as well, but it's fine.
Yeah, he was.
He can't tell us everything. Paul
He
will give
was.
him a hiding.
Might kick him out of the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Get another room.
Get another room.
So what did you pick up?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think it's less likely that we're going
Wade's
to see
gonna-
Wade in the 4x1. I just don't. I think they've got enough depth. They've got enough quality. The guys have run well as a group already together. Why complicate things? And rather just save Wade for the 4x4. If he's even got enough energy for that after the 200s, we'll see how it goes.
Get into the final first. He said it a couple of times.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
into the final first. And I think that's what Corey's also would think and say at this point in time. Let's focus on getting there first, and then
We'll worry about
we
it.
worry about the rest.
Yeah, but I mean, end of the day, like we that's why we went so much in depth discussing the intricacies of the 4x1. It's very difficult to just plug and play. You can be the fastest we've seen. We've had very strong squads, pressure sometimes, getting to the athletes, a bit of communication. It's literally split seconds, and this is not unique to South Africa. We've seen United States of America. I think they went 3 Olympics, they went world champs, just struggling the men's side to get that baton across to the finisher or the anchor. so that they can win the medal, the gold medal. So it's, you know, the safe route is starting to sound like the most wisest move here, you know.
And you know, we've seen countries like Japan, for example, who have come through and got major championship medals without any superstars, just from practicing those changeovers, getting it right, having the right squad. So in a way, that's almost as important as having those quality athletes, which we've got.
That makes them tough to beat.
It makes them tough.
Yeah,
If you look at
it
these
does.
guys, most of them not even running sub 10.
Yeah.
Actually, you literally have,
We have
none
2.
of them running sub 10.
We've got 3.
We've got 3.
Yeah, Maswangani,
Masangani, you're
Oh,
right.
we can't count. Yeah,
Richardson,
and
AK.
Akani.
That which are all in the, we'll say, in the best shapes of the. I mean, there's no.
There's no
But
way
there's
AK
no-
is not in the best shape.
there's
right
no
now.
better
We just
time.
saw
Yeah. There's no better time to be in the best shape of your life than Olympics. If you're not, you better psychologically prepare yourself for that, because that's all it needs. There's no average. There's never in the history of Olympics been an average performance that took a gold medal or a silver or a bronze.
Yeah, you got to fly. It's tough, you know. It's
Fly or
the
die.
it's everyone. You're competing against the whole world, right? I mean, just qualifying for the Olympics is a mission. You've got to train so hard. You've got to commit yourself for so long. You've got to be dedicated for years. You've got to make sacrifices just to qualify, right? I mean, the qualifying times now in events, and this includes field events as well, the distances that are required are so much tougher than they were 5-10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They've really gotten
Yeah.
challenging. And you know, there's other ways to qualify. You can qualify in ranking and that sort of thing. But like Samuel said, just qualifying. If you can hit the qualifying time for the Olympics these days, you're kind of in there for the final if you have a good
Absolutely.
run.
You're right.
And like he said, it's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. When you're in the final, everybody's got a chance.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. We've seen athletes over the decades in various events who shouldn't even have qualified for the final, but managed to get in and then squeeze through for a medal and spring a surprise. We saw Johan Cronier do it once. Got a bronze
that
medal at the World
1500
Champs.
world champs.
Yeah.
Jeez,
It
he
can
snuck
happen.
through on the inside, and then
2013.
they made it slow, they made it quick, and he was in the race. He positioned himself so well. And again, Samuel just touched on that. Is Tite's got a brilliant last 100 meters.
Absolutely.
Position yourself to use that.
Yeah.
Because
So-
if he's in it,
He's gonna go.
yeah. And I mean that's like we said, just get into the final. Don't, you know, it'll be a sad day to knowing what you're capable of and getting into the Olympic Games. I mean, it's 4 years, and it's not I'll fix my mistake 4 years,
4 years,
later.
yeah.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You might have only one chance to be at Olympics.
What does
Hopefully
Eminem
not.
say? This opportunity comes
Once in a lifetime, yo.
Mm.
So, so you better take it, and you better make sure that you make it count. And I think that's what we're expecting from all South Africans as well. Surprise us. We said it. If you're gonna go there and shock us, we're not gonna be, you know, sad or say we should have guessed more people. We're giving every South African equal platform to say, if you go out there with the right mentality, right passion, hunger, hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie.
I wonder if Driekus is gonna go watch the Olympics.
Yeah, we need him there.
We need him there. He watched the box win.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all watched him. And I wonder if he's gonna make a little trip there.
Maybe.
Go help Akane across the line. Some motivational chats to the 4x or the relay teams. Or maybe he's here cheering from here.
I'm sure he's cheering from wherever he is.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder how much interest there is in the games. It's always difficult to tell. And I can only really tell from, I guess, the people I'm chatting to. But all the people I know are interested in sport and like directly interested in athletics. So it's hard for me to gauge, you know, what the public is thinking. Are people watching? Are people even aware that it's on? I wonder. I hope so.
No, they definitely are.
We'll see on, you know, how many how many views they get on SABC and SuperSport and whatnot.
Tomorrow is the opening ceremony. You know, that's when the Olympics will officially be open. Yes, there's been some action already happening. I think you said in the sevens.
Yeah, the rugby sevens
can you
team are
believe
through
we
to the
snuck that
quarters.
through? Good
Yeah.
Lord.
I don't know
I
how.
still want to double check your facts, Wes.
No, they're in.
No
they
ways.
they thumped
But,
Japan in the
when we
their
lost
last
against
format.
New Zealand, I checked out of it. But I didn't think there was a way for us to,
There was a
sneak back in.
It was a bit of a strange qualifier because they only had 3 pools, so there were 2 from 2 pools, I think, and then 3 from 2 of the other pools.
With points difference.
I don't know. I'm
Where
complicating
did
things
we
now.
end up in?
But it was,
please, Temps, bring it up. That's not the right one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're through to the quarters. We play tonight sometime, I think around 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So just looking at that, the Bliss box, they lost to Ireland, and
yeah, in a weird
also lost
game.
to New Zealand.
I watched it. I was going to drive back home and try and listen to it, so I quickly stopped at my favorite call it sports bar.
Okay.
And they've got 50 TVs up there showing the same thing. Had a beer, watch the game, and it was weird. It was a weird for me. It was a weird kind of slippery game. We had all opportunities to win it, and then a decision that didn't go our way, and we found ourselves short.
Yeah.
So I was quite upset with that, but I'm glad we're through.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're through.
They had barely qualified, so I mean we're glad just that they're there.
Because they
For them
win
to
the
get to the playoffs
repertoire
is good. They're
change
getting
or
better.
how do you pronounce that?
I was thinking about that earlier today. I have no idea, so I don't say the word out loud.
no way. From the
Well,
word.
I
don't know what it
I
is.
took a little
I don't know how to
gamble on it. Repechange.
Something like that. That's close enough, I'm sure.
The reprimand group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we beat Great Britain.
To qualify,
and, they've got England, Wales. Who else? I'm missing one.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there are a couple of countries, good rugby playing countries. We beat them to make it through to the medal charge.
And they looked down and out at one point, so it's good to see them coming back.
Yeah, I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
But I do have something I want to talk about. That
Tell us.
flag-bearing moments.
Oh yes.
And I know for those AK is carrying the flag for the country. And if you want to compare what type of moment that is, LeBron James is carrying the flag for USA.
Big. You
And
know
Coco
what I mean?
Gauff.
And no small athletes.
No, those are big names.
Big names.
Caitlin Rosenkrantz will be also carrying the flag. She's a gymnast.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so she and
Nice.
Akani will be out there representing. Have you seen how they're going to do it? It's the first time, I think, that it's an outdoor opening ceremony,
Oh wow.
and it's on the edge of the river. And they're going to have a boat parade instead of a march around the track.
That's cool,
So,
eh?
and I've seen some images of what it's kind of supposed to look like.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
really cool. I think it's going to be awesome. Something
Yeah, that's
different.
going to be
Sure, eh?
awesome.
And we're also, because normally we're near the back in terms of the flag
Because of
ceremony,
S,
the
right?
parade,
We use
because of the S.
alphabetical order, yeah.
Now
But
I understand
now it's
this
French, right? Because they're in France.
Yes.
Afrique
Yeah,
du
yeah.
Sud puts us
Ah,
fourth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're fourth out the tunnel for
Afrique
once.
du Sud.
Afrique du Sud. Thank God for the French.
I had a whole different perspective when you were telling me about this whole boat thing and LeBron James on the boat. I thought he was pulling a Leonardo DiCaprio of Rio. And he's pulled in with his own yacht, and that's where he's going to stay and live.
No.
I was telling AK as well, don't worry, you carrying the flag, he'll invite you there.
Yeah, so that'll be special. I mean, being a flag bearer, I mean the caliber of athletes, and what we'll do next week, we'll just bring a list of all South African flag bearers and just look at some of the legends that have actually carried that flag for South Africa. All different sporting codes. I mean, what an honor. And that flag, it means you don't realize how much that flag means to you until it goes up during the Olympic games. And man, if you can hear your national anthem.
It must be so emotional. You see so many athletes crying on the podium.
2016 was we
it's
were we had Wade, we had Casta, we had so many opportunities to hear that national anthem. And man, if we can just hear it once for track and field,
Not once, we're going to hear it
A couple
more than
times
once.
would be nice.
couple of times
Couple
I'll take
times.
it. I'm just saying, man, just
On the
give me
4th,
one,
we're
just
going to
give
hear
me
it in that 100. Wait and see.
Yeah.
We're going to hear it. Wes, what do you think the clothing looks like for the parade tomorrow?
I haven't seen the clothing for the parade. I've seen the kit that they'll be running in.
Oh, does that look good?
Yeah, it looks
But
pretty
if
good. I
you
like
would
it.
think about the history of Olympics, what do you think they'll be rocking?
Some sort of traditional looking clothing with some patterns on it, I hope. I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
you, Temps?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of anything that beats the 2016 parachute kit, I think would be good. That
Parachute kit.
those oversized tracksuits of 2016.
Oh yeah, with the national flag on it. Jeez,
As long as they're not in that, I'm happy, man.
I want them to wear a blazer. I don't care
Really?
what color it is. Yeah.
I was going to say, I
can
hope
w-
they're colorful.
They can wear baby lion on their shoulder, man. Any animal, zebra print, it does not matter. Even if it's cow print.
Well, I'm gonna admit something. I know what it looks like, but I'm
Oh,
not
yeah?
gonna show you.
Why?
No,
Why is he hiding it
because
from
I don't
us?
want. I'll show you afterwards. I don't
Okay.
want. To, no. Could I show Wiz? Just now, it
Oh,
pops
no, if
up
it's
in
a
the
secret,
Citizen.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to blow the whole thing wide open. I'll see it tomorrow night. I like blazers. It's smart. It looks good.
Mm. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Oh, you
Maybe
know
I'm
what
right,
they're
maybe
wearing.
I'm wrong.
So
I
what
just
are
wa-
you doing?
Eh?
Are you hinting or what?
Maybe not.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
We'll
So
see
just looking at
tomorrow.
some comments that we got from YouTube, to Atalelani Surunwa, saying intelligent response from Coach Samuel Sepeng.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, he's
It
very
was.
very smart. You can see in his approach, everything is doing. Nothing is happening by luck. It's well thought out. It's planned, and he's delivering. We also have Cecilia van Beers. We saw her earlier today at the launch of the schools, the new schools.
Yeah,
competition
we're gonna have Matt in here on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get more 4x4 and more 4x1 info out of him, and then we'll chat about the new schools event that launched,
Yeah.
which is quite big. I can tell you, it's 9 regions
That's
and
massive.
then a
yeah.
final.
Yeah, 9 provinces.
So it's really a national scale event. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
I mean, that's what we want to see. Track and field in South Africa growing. We want to go get all the athletes. There's athletes that are hiding where it's like where are you, man? They're hiding. We haven't seen them. They haven't had an opportunity down in maybe Northern Cape.
Yeah.
There's some kids in Venda, man. We need to go get them. You
Gotta
know,
find them.
You need to find them. There's
Yeah.
kids hiding every single province. So this will be a good opportunity for us to even unearth more talent and athletes that will go out and represent Afrique du Sud.
And the amount of talent that South Africa has found in small rural areas all around the country, in
Yeah.
Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape,
Eastern Cape.
it's crazy. I don't know how people find them, but that's why you need these development events. It's so important just to give the athletes an opportunity to show their talent, and then there's structures that they can go into, right? There's
Yeah.
good high schools that can look after them and universities, but you've got to find them first. We need
Yeah.
talent scouts.
No, we do.
Athletic South Africa needs to get some talent scouts out there.
And-
It costs money though, I suppose.
It does, but I mean, this is a starting point. This is a way. Let's first unearth them. Let them get the opportunity. Let them run.
Engage corporate South Africa.
And
Bring the
these,
monies.
this high school league or these events that'll be held early next year, it's all going to be broadcast, right?
That's correct.
So that's awesome. I mean, that's
Yeah,
showcasing
Supersport
events in the
schools.
country. Yeah.
Super Sports Schools, it'll be linear as well, so it'll be on 216
Television.
Well, there we go.
television. So
Super
it's
Sports
gonna
has
be
done
quite
so well
busy.
with that school's
Oh, yeah.
coverage, eh?
Yeah, man. I mean, it just
Yeah, I can
shows-
tell you it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I heard from a guy that knows a guy.
Who knows the man who said
But
it.
on that scale, it would have never been able without the Super Sports Schools initiative.
Yeah.
What they're doing is brilliant for all sports, and I'm curious to see. And I said this a while ago, and I'm just having a look at what's happening in the 400s, and so let's just call it happening in athletics, with the lens now focused on the youngsters and on the schools. If you're good in track and field, and your parents see you run, and you've got some let's call it broadcasting time of your races.
Yeah.
If you ran bad, you're going to train harder to run better, because you don't want to be achterstadig, I think that's the right word, left at the back. But if you're really good, more than likely you'll see these kids make a career, or attempt to make a career out of it, and hopefully that boosts into the universities, which I think is the next safety net, or even into the States, which we all know they love recruiting South Africans.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I think you ended up in the United States as well as many other top South African athletes.
No, there's plenty. I think the most successful is out of that. Okay, well, it started with Corin Creer, John Verster back in those days. So they were very good runners, and they also went to Nebraska. But if you have a look, Peter Van der Westhuizen.
Yeah.
He went there. George Kushka went there. But I think some of the most successfuls would be Karen John, Leon, Sean Mashongani, Adrian Wildskits. Yeah, those are some of the top athletes to come more of recent, but to come out of that NCAA circuit. But it's a tough circuit.
Yeah.
That is racing.
It's not for everyone,
after,
Some people get broken on that circuit.
Your preseason is your indoors, and it's not a arena to say, okay, listen, I'm building towards something. It's a competitive arena. You've got odd events and stuff. It's a whole different ball game, and you're still competing for your conference titles and championships. If you win a conference, Leon, I think he's got one or two diamond rings.
Okay.
So all the guys go for that there, and then you go into regionals and then nationals. All qualifying time, like similar to going to the Olympics, you qualify within time. Outdoors, you qualify through the regional system. But it's a full season start January. When I say full season, it's weekend after weekend up until the first or second week in May. And then the best of those athletes, they'll nationals. Go to trials. Their nationals is their trials. They'll reference it as trials, and that's a long season. So again, what I said last week, but it just popped in my mind now, so I'm speaking a little bit in circles. Take that into consideration, and there's a lot of senior athletes that's in the US team going through the NCAA's running your you have to be on peak form to make the US squad, and then it's kind of like a double peak in a very short period of time. And that's why we see a lot of them go up and then dip. It's a different season management.
Absolutely.
It's not a gradual build.
I think it's actually two peaks. You have to manage two peaks, and we've seen it many times. And I mean, if you look at some of our greatest athletes and our best athletes now, in order to be successful on an international level, you must be able to go to nationals. We've saw with Brandon Muraoz, he would try qualifying South Africa at nationals, wherever they are. Kanye, Simbini, all the really great athletes, Wade and them, they can qualify in South Africa, taper down, go prepare for meets in Europe, and then really find that peak form towards the major championships. And this is 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks left or right is the difference between making a final or getting that gold medal. And I mean, it's a lot of pressure. You can hear from what Sepeng was saying, is like they're putting in the work. They're constantly having to motivate the athletes to say, listen, we've got more. You've had a great season, but now we're at the Olympic Games. Everything you've done prior to this, let's wipe it clean. Everybody's times, world leads, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the way the guys are running at the moment, we might see those heats maybe being super fast. What's left for the finals? Remember? So it's that's why if you're in that final, anybody's got a chance of getting the gold medal.
It's one thing running a quick time once off at a race somewhere. It's very different doing it over 3 rounds at a championship. You've got to be a consistent athlete to be able to do that. So, you get these kind of flash in the pan athletes who obviously train really hard, have an incredible achievement maybe early in the season or whatever, and then just aren't able to find that consistency. And like you're talking about peaking, that's also, like you say, it's really difficult to hit it on the mark is not easy. And Akani, I think, is the best example of someone who hits his peak at the right time every year. And he does it on the South African season.
And they've done it in different ways. They've done it in different ways with the slow seasonal start.
Absolutely.
I remember watching him in 2021, just before that Olympics, building into that season. And he said they're doing something completely different. So his base was January, February. And then he started building. So he wasn't as sharp as he was this year. Sorry, my eyes are twitching. But so he started off out of his base at Central Gauteng Champions, or one of the league events, or was it the championship?
It was the championships, CGA.
Out of his base, he ran like a 10-11. Just there he goes. So it's nowhere near the 9, or it's close. But just call it natural ability at that stage in no kind of form which he would.
Yeah. No sharpening up.
Yeah, no sharpening. Start,
time
not
in
even
spikes.
you can't even call it start of the season, but and then the way they've built it. So with him being that along with Van, like they know each other so well.
They do. They've kind
So-
of grown together, eh?
Yeah.
I think he's learned as much from Akani as Akani's learned from Vanna.
I mean, that's special. I mean, that
Yeah.
those long-standing relationships, that's where you build a trust with your coach, and you can plan, and the trust element of athlete and coach. All the great athletes, you can see the relationship they have with their coaches is really like top notch. It's
Yeah.
almost family. You don't want to get in the middle of them.
I was going to mention that earlier when we were chatting to Samuel. I remember seeing him at various events with Casta when he was coaching Casta
Yeah.
Semenya. And the two of them were like brother and sister.
Yeah, yeah.
They were constantly together. Everywhere they went, they were shoulder to shoulder. And it's clear that he has, and I've seen him with other athletes as well. I think he has a very close relationship with a lot of them. He even mentioned, I think, that some of them are friends. Like he sees them in that sort of light. And
Yeah.
I guess it's important to, like you say, have that relationship.
Absolutely. I mean, if you see him on the track, he's passionate.
Mm.
If he's one of those coaches that if he could still run fast, you would be like, "Hey man, let's go. Let me help you on this set." And
I think
mean,
he
did that
might
a lot
do
in
that.
Castle,
Yeah,
he's that type of coach. Like,
Yeah.
let me show you how to do this.
And he was a good runner, eh?
Yeah, he
Like
was.
we were talking earlier about some of his achievements, and both of you guys.
Mm.
good,
We were
especially
exactly the
junior
same age.
athletes, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Okay.
So he does understand bracket.
I was kind of afraid of him, to be honest. I'll tell you now.
He's got
with
a
Ezekiel
name to be
being,
afraid
like,
of.
When I was a kid and I wanted to run, like my whole running career started weird. All right, I ran. It was a relay that's 7 kilometers with my dad, and he gave me that medal, and it was to me the best thing ever. And then I started running, but then starting to watch who the heroes were during that stage, and I'd say that's 1997.
Yeah.
Sepeng was just everything to me. Ezekiel, his brother. So when I turned 17, where I heard Ezekiel Sepeng's brother is running against me. Never met him in my life, all right? Nothing. But I was like, holy smoke, this guy is gonna. And I remember I did win the nationals, but it was short on my heels, all right? And all of that, I said to myself, if he's like Ezekiel Sepeng, he's gonna run that last 100 like freaking flying. So get ahead, hit it as hard as I can, and go. And it was the same each race that we ran that year, because we made the national team as well. The same thing. He will just close zoop at the end. So that is and we've never been I would say rivalry or enemy. We've always been friends. Yes, and it was like a racing with him. Straight through my junior career, and when I went to the States, I didn't. So the last time I raced with him was when I was 19. Yeah, but it's you can see it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the good genes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the knowledge. I wonder how much Ezekiel is mentoring him
I think
at
he's
the
involved
moment
quite a
through the
lot.
coach,
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the coaching.
Samuel's obviously the coach, but I'm sure that Ezekiel gives him a lot of advice. I've seen him when we've been together on occasion where he's chatting to Samuel, and they're even talking about training sessions and that sort of thing. So, I mean, if you've got that resource available to you,
Use it.
got to use it. Yeah.
Because Ezekiel was coached by JP van der Merwe when he won the Olympic silver medal. And then I think it's Ian Harris coached Ezekiel afterwards, and I think that's where Samuel trained as well. Yeah. So it's actually two different coaching styles.
Yeah.
Did you not also train with JP? Is it JP?
I just said JP van der
JP,
Merwe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
remember
he was at Alpmacar.
Yeah.
And like him, JJ, Hans Hestad, Ian Harris. Ian Harris not that much in the juniors. Bar Sepeng that I can remember. Dani Lindeke that had Isaac Mbuyasi and Siaya Koza at that stage. DB Prinsloo. Geez, all of those coaches have
Excellent coaches. Eh? Yeah.
they've provided in the middle distance, and I know JJ is focusing a bit on sprints now as well. some of the best athletes in South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, and it's if you know you're running against that coach's athlete, doesn't matter if you've never heard of him or you just see a Help McCall kid lying up next to you, you know he's coached by JP van der Merwe.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be very, very careful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes a difference. So yeah, with that, shout out to all the coaches doing well. Samuel just mentioning working well with Ilse Wixel. She's had
Ilse is awesome.
she's played a very
I'm
important
taking
role.
nothing away. I'm just off of my mind. Ilse is brilliant.
Yeah, she's done well with James Siliga, Marley Falloon, Edmund Duplessis. Since joining her, he's really stepped up. But just saying, the coaches are working together, and that's what we want to see. I think end of the day, if we work together, build together, create these rivalries where the groups go out there and try to run fast times. We went through a time in the 800-meter in SA where everything was getting tactical and very slow,
Yeah.
and it's not what we want to see. We want to see athletes being able to qualify in South Africa, and they can go out there and make their monies. Money talks, Wes. Money talks.
Money talks.
Well, talking about coaching, and one of the formidable throws coach passed away,
Oh yeah.
Pierre Blignout.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious who would step up in that space, and I know he mentored a couple of people. Who's going to be the next or the one to take over the baton from there? I don't know if you have any insight.
No, not really. Although I think his passing really affected Carl Blignout. You can see how his
To
performances
lose your
have kind of
coach, I
dropped.
mean, yeah.
They were really close. He used to speak about him a lot, and he spoke about him
I thought
really
it was
fondly.
his son at this stage.
I also did, but they're not related. But yeah, Pierre Blignout was sick for quite some time, and then apparently just before he died, he told Kyle that if something happens to me, you've got to get to Italy. Gave him the name of a
I think
coach
that's
over
where
there.
That's where he's based at
but
the
that's-
moment.
There's
The
that
guy's
kid.
working with Weir.
There's
Oh,
a South
yes.
African.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
South African that went to
That's right,
Italy
yeah,
and
yeah.
placed
And he's done
fourth.
really well there.
Mm.
And I think maybe Kyle's just battling with his new environment, new coach. Hopefully he'll figure it out.
No, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
A
Still got a lot of
passionate kid that,
potential.
Yeah,
I love him.
I mean, he did throw
Yeah,
a
he's
21.26 this year in Italy, so
Great, eh?
he's not really far off. I mean, lose a coach takes another season to get back to that form, and before you know it, next year World Champs, he's back, baby.
Yeah, 21.26. That's right, in Italy.
So
And
anything
then
can happen.
what's he averaging at the moment?
Yeah, pretty much
Across
over
the
20.
20s, yeah.
27,
Yeah,
26.
but again, there's some BMT as well. He's learned from the previous Olympics.
Yeah.
I bet you his head's focused at the moment. All he's thinking of is making that final and bearing what he's done. If with a 21.26, say he hits some peak form, perhaps he gets back to what his 2021 Olympics were like.
I've always been amazed at how self-aware Carl Blignout is. Even when he was younger, going into any meeting, he could tell you in advance, this is how far I'm going to throw. He just knows his own form. And he's honest about it as well. And like you say, he's got massive BMT. I think he won the World Junior Champs by like 1 centimeter.
1 centimeter.
Yeah?
That was one of the most amazing
That's tough.
finals
You
to
got to
watch.
dig deep, man.
But it's like,
he's
as
good.
a driver, when you're driving and the passengers are always worried, hey, man, when are you going to pour petrol? I know my car weighs.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pour when I feel like we're in danger. You guys just sit quietly. We will get there. And I mean, that's what you want any athlete to have, going into any competition. It's just that it's what separates an average athlete from the greats. They just somehow always pull a rabbit out of their
But
hat.
I got an interesting story before we wrap up, because I know you're building to it. So I was emceeing, Tims, you were there as well, the Southern Region Youth Championships when it was in Boksburg, right when the stadium was built. So Richard Stander at that stage, he was the CEO. He came walking up to me and said, please, okay, focus on the shot put now. He spoke to Carl. He's going to throw a national record. And so I focused on it, and he ended up throwing, I think the national record, but one of his best throws at that stage, and the ball bounced and made 2 holes. All right, and the official measured the second one. All right, so it was bounce, and he picked it up. All right, and they came running out with the measuring tape, and now it's a steel measuring tape, and he's like, and he stood there in front. It's like, this is not the mark.
Yeah.
This is the mark. I've seen it. That's not
honest,
the
yeah.
one. So they measured that one, and then on his next throw,
Over.
he threw it further. So
that's
that
class.
was pretty cool.
That's
but then
class.
again, he stood there to make sure it's the right, and he's a big boy.
Yes.
So you try to you making a hype, and everybody's waiting for the result. All right, and you kind of like, geez, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you to chill. All right, that everything will be okay. But he was pretty adamant. But that was a cool moment.
Yeah, cool athlete, and I mean, he's really one of those athletes that, coming to these Olympics, it was one of the medals that we really, but like you said, the passing of his coach Pierre Bluchnoot, it does affect the athletes. They are human beings after all, so let's not be too hard on them. And it's always great to see who's next and what will happen in South African athletics next. Parting words, gentlemen, before we wrap it up. Wesley, one day to Olympic Games. Parting message.
I feel like we're already 3 days in. I think we are 2 days in.
There's a countdown on World Athletics page. That's what I'm working on. Like I said, athletics starts. When athletics starts, that's when the Olympic game starts.
Yeah. we do have quite a lot coming up, over the weekend and early next week. We've got swimmers in action and cross-country mountain biker who might get a medal, and Geordie Smith in the surfing. So we have got some stuff to watch, but looking forward to the athletics. We'll get there.
Well, we play New Zealand. Leon messaged me here while we were speaking. We're playing New Zealand tonight in the quarterfinals.
Awesome.
That's the second time we'll play them in that sevens.
Okay.
They're tough, man.
Yeah, let's go put 1 point ahead, please.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So that'll be good. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be good with Matt in on this.
Awesome.
So I'll enjoy that.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. Nosweat, episode number 12. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys again. Remember, Tuesday we'll be talking about more topics, as well as we'll talk about that opening ceremony, the flag bearer, Akani coming out for Afrique the suit. And it's been a great one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. Danko. Cheers.